Bring back the men who used to walk up fire escapes for women. Bring back the men who used to stand outside a girl's window with a boombox, singing love songs to her.
And can we please bring back the men that bending the knee outside singing in your window?
Can we please bring back men offering to buy you a drink at a bar? Like, as a grown man, why are you sitting here talking to me for 5-6 minutes and you have not said, like, oh, hey, what are you drinking?
We need to bring back men who simp and men who yearn. Like, my dad, every time I'm home, my dad is the OG simp and yearner for my mother. And honestly, for his daughters. He does everything for us.
What happened to the men that used to love to send flowers just because? Take you out on a date, or matter of fact, call you and be like, get ready now, I'm gonna give you like an hour.
Bring back the men who will not allow rejection to keep them from the woman of their dreams. Bring back the men who will see a beautiful woman sitting at the bar by herself and then go over there and talk to her or send a drink over to her.
What's your dating hot take?
You gotta be mindful about who you're being vulnerable with. Some people don't deserve that information. I'll give you an example. Like one time, I told her I didn't know my pops. Entry-level vulnerability.
Yeah.
And then when I decided to break things off...
and that's why your daddy left you.
I told you that in confidence.
What is the best place to meet a woman?
I don't know. I'm not really a hunter, man. More of a gatherer. I like them all.
You said, let me cast this wide net.
I'm like a fisherman with a... I don't discriminate.
Okay.
I'm like a don't suck my heart type.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! So what's the biggest lesson a lady's ever taught you?
One time this girl told me go therapy.
She was right.
Nah.
Thank you, mama.
You know when girls be like, oh, like, if he wanted to, he would?
Yeah.
It's not that I don't. I just don't know how.
Are you the type to keep all your pictures from past relationships?
You know the X-Files? When you open the X-Files again?
I'm not having fun anymore. What's the most down bad you've been for a crush?
First message after 5 years, like, yo, congratulations on the engagement. I'm so happy for you. She goes, I'm not engaged. I said, wow, so there's still hope. What's poppin'?
And what'd she say?
Why are you asking me that?
Good, she's smart. And that's another lesson from the crosswalk. What do you want to leave us here with today?
Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Why are you so aggressive to
Sorry,
strangers?
I didn't mean to call you guys.
Really hate liking somebody. Oh my god, this is the worst in the world. I don't want to do this anymore. Dating is not for me. I need a husband. I need a husband. I'm tired of this.
If I give you my coochie and you start acting crazy, I'm gonna keep giving it to you. I like that crazy.
I remember I was so mad at my ex for cheating on me. I waited until his birthday when I was having like a bad outbreak. And I gave him some really hot, raw coochie. Taught him a couple of lessons about cheating and a woman scorn.
Deep fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie.
Now let's get one thing clear. I don't think anybody should be insulted for expressing confidence in their appearance. I don't care what you think they look like, unless they are directly insulting someone, there is no reason to try to bring them down. However, this first baddie rhetoric is just awful. It's horrible. Reducing genuine issues in a relationship to, oh, he's just never dated an attractive woman before. Just icky and not really how you solve the actual issues taking place. And also, simply, what does that mean? Okay, what first baddie things are happening in this dynamic that you think he needs to be getting used to? Because there's a subtle implication there, right? It's like, what should this man be doing for a baddie that he shouldn't be doing for a non-baddie? Maybe what kind of treatment are you subjecting him to as a baddie that a non-baddie isn't doing? It's just so funny because I feel like these are the same people who get mad whenever I open my mouth about attractiveness. But it's like, if you were to genuinely have conversations with them about this, they would most likely have very similar thoughts to me in different words. But despite that, I just don't like the concept of potentially serious issues just being skirted away by like, oh, like this person, they've never been with someone attractive. Like, I feel like it waters down the seriousness of what the issue may be. And again, like, depending on what it is, it's always used in very vague terminology, but you may be skirting accountability yourself, or you may be giving this person way too much credit. Like, it's one thing for it to be used as a joke, right? But the thing is, when these jokes get so popular, eventually it turns into a real thing. Like, remember, I'm Just a Girl was a joke for a very long time, and then it became a real thing for a lot of people. Like, if you're genuinely operating like that, like...
This is one tactic that narcissistic women will use to build your compliance. Listen carefully, okay? Because this is how she's going to train you to accept things that should never be acceptable. The tactic is called compliance training. Here's how it works. She'll start small, maybe a flirty glance over at another man when you guys are out for dinner or whatnot. You feel it, but you don't say anything. Then she chats with him. Oh, he's just a friend. Later, she's texting him and, she might play it off and say, oh, you're being so insecure. You see, each and every step that she takes is a test to see how far are you going to push your boundaries? How far can she go before you react? Every silence, every hesitation just teaches her that your boundary has moved. You think you're keeping the peace, especially if there's kids involved, but what she sees is you're giving her permission to do these things. Example 1, she dismisses your comfort by saying that you're too controlling until you just stop bringing it up because it's just not worth it. She promises to change, but as soon as you calm down, she does it again. Example 3, you start explaining rather than deciding to take action, hoping that, she'll just one day understand. Let me give you a little hint though, she won't. That's compliance training. It's a slow erosion of your self-respect through guilt and repetition. And you see, as a man, you might fall into this, and it's not because you're weak, but because maybe deep down somewhere, there's this fear of being abandoned and being unloved, and you believe that if you put boundaries up, it's going to lead to that. Learning to recognize that pattern and breaking it is where real freedom starts. So if you're ready to be a freer man, if you're ready to be a more confident man, and if you're ready to put down boundaries, then DM me consult and we can work together to make sure that you do not go through compliance training.
Maybe it's the way that we talk about marriage these days, like we're very negative about it, especially women are, that we forget that it comes with actual protections for us. Like I feel like we've all seen that video of the girl who bought a house with her boyfriend. Like she comes on and says that she bought a house with him, and she didn't really buy a house with him because she sold her house to put money towards his house. And by his house, I mean it's his house because her name isn't on the mortgage or the deed or anything like that. Because now she's getting laughed at so badly that she deleted the original video. She's doubling down, defending him, all that. But one thing she said makes me think she's so close to getting it. Because in one of the follow-up comments or replies or whatever, the videos that she says doubling down, she says, okay, so what? If we were married, that would just protect me? Babe, yes, literally yes. What do you think marriage is for? Well, obviously marriage is for a lot of things, specifically if you're a Christian, but legal marriage in particular, is how you actually unify your lives on paper, legitimately, to do things like buy houses, to do things like have kids. And it's to protect you when you do those things so that you won't just be giving tens of thousands of dollars to someone to buy property for himself, who if he wakes up tomorrow and starts swiping on Tinder, you will have no claim to that property whatsoever. And I feel like we've lost the plot, right? Because marriage for a lot of people has just become about the wedding day itself. That's all it is for a lot of people. They're living together, they're having kids together, they're buying dogs together, whatever, before the wedding. So they just feel like the wedding day is just a celebration of what they're already doing. It doesn't feel for them like it changes anything about their lives. This is just a party. It's a celebration of whatever. But this is why commitment actually matters. Because if you don't have that, you are just playing house. And you are unfortunately playing house in a house that you do not own.
No broke boys, no new friends.
Anyway, aposematism is when organisms use bright colors to warn that they are dangerous, poisonous, and unpalatable. And you are voluntarily all three. I thought feminism was just a fight for equality. You guys hate men. Go call your father and apologize for everything. That's so tough.
Wait, the reality I've created at the expense of my trauma that was never healed. So now here I am hiding and suppressing the red flags because I've learned how to hide things that I don't want to see, that I don't want to feel, and that I don't understand.
Yeah, and you don't want your family to know.
Come on,
either. That's typical. Now I know, that's
the embarrassment
typical.
that comes
they didn't like him anyway. So it was one of those things too. Y'all already don't like him. I'm not about to tell y'all he did something crazy already, because your family, some of them, they saw before I did. Yeah. So you don't want to prove them right.
So by now, you've probably seen the video of that lady who came on the internet crying, talking about how her baby daddy put Nair in her shampoo or hair products, and basically showing that she's balded in certain parts of her head. And here's the thing, that's horrific, that's horrible. No one should do that. That's a dangerous game. But when you go back, apparently she posted just days before that she ripped the bumper off his car, talking about, I said, come the F outside. When are y'all ladies gonna learn? When are y'all gonna understand that you don't get to do things to people because they are a man, because they are your baby daddy? You don't get to do horrible things to people and get away with it because you're a woman and think that there is never going to be a consequence. Now, the man could have put you in jail. He could have. But he didn't. I mean, you literally confessed online. But apparently he didn't. And he did whatever his get back was. Now, here's the problem that y'all don't seem to understand. When you do something to someone, you don't get to control how they respond. Some people might let it go. Some people want to get even. Some people want to go to the depths of the earth because you went below the belt. You need to really, women especially, need to really take a hard look in the mirror. And you need to understand that it is not worth it, that you do not need to be playing those games, and that for every action, there is a reaction.
Modern women really aren't. They say this type of stuff and then they're really flabbergasted. They're really stunned. They're shocked. Why in the world are men checking out? Why in the world are men opting out of dating? What did we do so badly that caused men not to even quote unquote like us? They don't like us at all. No, I don't like the things that you're doing. And I'll tell you, I really, not only do I not like it, I really don't like it. And in some instances, I hate it. Ain't got nothing to do with you except for the fact that you're doing it. That's what I'm saying. If you're the one that's always trying to talk me down, talk over me, treat me like I'm trash, then why would I want to keep on hanging out with you? Riddle me that. It don't make no sense, man.
Keeps it real with shorty, and you can guess how she took it.
Why did you pop your balloon?
She's just not my flavor. I'm big into health and fitness, and she's not, so just respectfully.
I love all my finest, and you don't have to. I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
God be with you.
Is he someone that's your type? And what's not your type?
He too bougie for me. I like a down-to-earth female, and he's too uppity for me.
She says she love all her fineness, and I'm gonna be honest with you, she better, because she's the reason she even looks like that in the first place. Remember, you be going on these shows, these shits are gonna go viral. She knows well what's going on here. And homie, not for nothing, yeah, he's a fitness dude, he has a preference, and she's not that. He was honest, he was respectful, and she got offended. That's another thing. Why are you getting offended? And then she calls him bougie. I never knew going to the gym was bougie, but I could see how it could be bougie to someone who's allergic to going to the gym. These are the types of women though that have these preferences that she's sexy, she's fine, and if you want to feel good about yourself, that's fine, but being completely delusional to the fact that other people are not going to see you the way you see yourselves, that's the problem. And then he says the magical words, God bless. Yeah, she needs to be blessed because, being like this is not healthy and is completely dangerous. But nobody tells women like that this because they get offended and they feel like this is normal. This is the way to be. But shout out to him for having preferences and sticking to his. And she needs to understand that, if you want the kind of man that just said he didn't want you, maybe you should take care of yourself a little better.
Best kind of people in the world and people we need to show a lot more appreciation to is those people who you kind of talk to romantically and then you get into a relationship and they see you in a relationship on social media and they don't unfollow and they just wait until the relationship ends. If it does, you know what I mean? And then you can just pick up back from where you started. Like, I genuinely hate the concept of quitters. Like, you see someone pop out in a relationship, it's like, oh, guess it's over. And then you take your ball and go home. Like, no, bro, stay on the court. You got next. Remember when I broke up with my exes, right? Like, I was like, man, like, I need something. And then, they were just there waiting. I slid up on a few stories and it was immediate. It was back like we never left. And look, here's the thing. I don't think you should get in relationships with the intention of breaking up, even though I've done that before. Just saying, you need to acknowledge that there's a possibility that you do break up. So it's like these people who stick around, they provide value. And it really makes me feel cared for. It makes me feel special. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people like that who do just unfollow, who do just give up. They're like, you know what? Let's see how this plays out, okay? I still have some interest here. Not to toot my own horn, but that's also how I operate. A relationship has never truly ended a thing, okay? For one, some people cheat. And two, again, it could end eventually.
How you feel getting divorced?
Good.
Are you gonna miss me?
No. The video just continues with them celebrating and laughing and high-fiving about getting a divorce. We need to stop recognizing godless people being allowed to get married. They can enter into a civil union, but it's not a marriage. She said it herself that they got married under this guy and the power invested in him by the state of Ohio, not God. Then that's not a marriage. That's a civil union. And we can't keep allowing these people to pervert the term marriage, which is a covenant with God and his people. You'll never step foot in this house again, it was draining the best parts of you. Now you're choosing yourself, your values, your mind. And you wonder why the divorce rate is well in excess of 50%. This is why we can't allow hedonistic, selfish, godless people like this or the LGBT or whatever to refer to their civil unions as a marriage. It's not a marriage. Sure, your government can recognize that you're in a legal civil union, but marriage is exclusive for God and his people. It's a covenant that he made.
Part of me thinks that the fact that we have more only children nowadays is why the dating world is the way that it is. And I mean, we all kind of acknowledge that a lot of only children are a certain way. And I'm not saying all only children are this way. One of my best friends is an only child, and like, you genuinely would never know. She's fantastic. But there's a reason that when someone says you seem like an only child, it's not great. So if being an only child, can affect how you interact and how you make relationships and friendships, why would it not, especially on a societal scale, impact the way that people are making relationships? The only children that I went to college with often struggled having roommates. A lot of them were those ones that like would go off and get their own room and just like pay for both sides or something like that. And if you can't have a roommate, you can't just like literally draw a line down the middle of your cinder block, like jail cell looking dorm room, how are you ever going to live with a partner? It's obviously not just about living together. Like, part of the massive benefit of having siblings, especially if you're in a larger family, is the fact that you have to get really good at conflict resolution. If you have more than like 2 or 3 of you, the referee just checks out. Like, your mom is not solving things, or your dad's gonna solve it by saying like, okay, if you guys don't stop fighting, there's no TV for a week. You learn that it's kind of on you to de-escalate. Now, I'm not saying that only children on an individual basis can't or don't learn this stuff. Many of them do, but no wonder we have a dating world where everyone increasingly thinks that the world revolves around them. No wonder we have a dating world where people can't resolve conflicts efficiently. No wonder the more only children that you have in any given population, like talking at a societal level, people don't pair up quite as well as they used to. And obviously there's a million reasons that the state of the dating world is the way that it is, but I really don't think this one in particular is talked about enough.
And you really, really start to see modern women on their worst behavior. Absolute worst behavior. To the point that it almost becomes comical. It's a predictable pattern by now. You see modern women, they're about to do something stupid. And right on cue, they do something stupid. They're about to get online and talk about how the person that they just wronged is actually in the wrong and they're a victim. Right on cue, I'm getting online talking about how I'm the victim and the person that I just did wrong is in the wrong. At this point, modern women, they just keep on going through the same playbook, running the same play. They're about to run right. Run right. Don't even call an audible. Not even a fake audible. They're going to run right. They're going to pause for a couple of seconds, hand the ball off. Running back's going to do a run right. We've seen this play 1,000 times. And at this point in time, we just kind of play the game with them and go ahead and tackle them for a loss of 5 every single time. Safety. That's what modern women are doing, running the same play. Men know it, play around, because I guess why not? Excitement, tackle for a loss. Lonely. No men. High value men ignoring you. Average men ignoring you.
Okay, we got you. Here, come sit with me. I really don't want you. We don't have that many seats, so you gotta sit with me. You gotta bring the backpack. I'll just bring the other one.
I really don't want it to be on the YouTube.
Alright, sounds like a plan, my man.
It's not gonna be on the YouTube.
Alright.
Or the live stream, right?
No, take it out of the YouTube video. Oh my gosh. Yeah? Better so. Dude, it's genuinely so hot. Drinking.
Wait, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it.
Oh, no, not no YouTube video, guy. Don't put her in the YouTube video.
Please don't. I don't want to be in it.
You don't want to be in it. He's done.
This is our generation in a nutshell, man. People out here cheating on each other nonstop. Loyalty is like an all-time low. Divorce rates are at a 50% rate. Then we have people like this guy out here that just lost. He's out here cheating. She's out here cheating. It's a bad world. You know what I'm telling you right now, man? Find God. Our generation needs God more than ever. You know, our generation is lost from Jesus, and you're never going to find peace in it, man. You're never going to find peace in lust. You're never going to find peace in cheating. It's just a never-ending cycle that the devil wants you in. The devil does not want us close to God. The devil does not want us, you know, to do the right thing. You know, and that's it. He wants us to stay as far away from God as we possibly can. He wants us to be consumed in lust. He wants us to be consumed in who's the next partner, who's the next this, who's the next that. He wants us to be consumed in things that are not from the Lord, man. You know, and he does the same thing to me as he does to you, as he does to everybody. Focus on God and focus on what God has for you, man. You know, stay away from people like this. Stay away from situations like this. You know, don't look up to men like this. You know, a real man is going to be wanting a family. A real man is going to be wanting to do the right thing. Build a family, stay connected to God, and I do pray for him. I pray for her as well.
Adoption might be something we have to consider in the future. I haven't checked my sperm count.
Probably I wouldn't want to adopt. It has to be somebody who looks like you, so maybe we get sperm from the rock. Well, what's wrong? Like if you're infertile, he just can be a donor, not actually doing anything. He can be a donor, so we have somebody that resembles you.
Oh Jesus, what has this big lad done to himself? How can you be that big and be that fluffy? He's literally just gone on a humiliation ritual tour of the world. And his woman, if my woman ever spoke that much, I'd tell her to shut the
Let's talk about making your man lunch for work. And no, this is not about, well, I work too, why doesn't he make me lunch? Girl, pause, wrong video. We are not talking about keeping score. We're talking about keeping connection. I pack his lunch because I like knowing he's out there with a little reminder of me. And when he opens it and sees his favorite snack or a note that says, can't wait for later, trust me, the man's not just thinking about food anymore. It's not about old school gender roles either. It's about making each other feel wanted, even when apart. And let me tell you, small things such as this, they build the kind of intimacy that lasts. So ladies, don't let the fairness police get in your head and ruin the vibe. Sometimes it's about setting the mood before he even walks through the door. And sometimes it's just about having a little fun, making sure you are the best part of his break.
You stopped waiting for the perfect body and wore the dress. No. You were too lazy to work for the perfect body, so you put on the dress. For all the women saying, oh my God, no, she's beautiful, she's it. Well, you look like her. Uh-oh, you're not gonna wanna hear that. You don't wanna look like her. You're lying to her. Stop lying to people like this. They need to work out. They need to eat healthier. You are hurting them by encouraging this lifestyle. That's tough.
Girls, if we all collectively decide to get off Hinge, then guys will have no option but to go to the bar and to approach people in person because they won't have any options online.
They have like the world at their fingertips on this little phone device. Like Hinge literally is giving them thousands of people to choose from, and they're like, the next swipe will just be the better one.
Yeah, I feel like that's why most like relationships on Hinge don't work, is because these guys are swiping on you, they're excited, and then the conversation just goes blank literally a day later because they found something else that's not even better, but just like newer to them.
It's just more exciting.
Exactly. Let's start this train so that guys
delete your apps
to talk to us at the bar. Let's leave them no choice.
I think a lot of modern women, if they would just listen to the way that they talk, listen to the way that they act, you'd probably have a better result. You'd probably have a better result, to be honest with you. If you would stop acting crazy, talking silly, you'd probably have a better result in dating. If you would get offline, stop trashing men online, you'd probably have a better result in dating. You'd probably be able to find the man that you're looking for. But a lot of times modern women just continue to come on this app, talk sideways, talk crazy. And the thing about it is that you have plenty of women online saying, hey, you guys need to stop doing that. Hey, you guys need to chill out on that. Oh, well, you ain't got nobody. I have a husband. Oh, well, I've been married for 15 years. Oh, well, you ain't never going through anything. Yes, I have. I'm thinking about a lady right now that had been, extremely harmed by a man with a knife over and over again, advocating for men. She tells her story online. Thinking about another woman, been through divorce. I can't remember if her husband cheated on her, but she was like, well, I don't let that stop me. I learned what I can do in the relationship and I move on. Took some time. She took a pretty good while. Got remarried because that's what she wanted to do. Right? And you have other countless stories of even women that are not married, have been divorced and saying, yeah, he did this, this, and this, but there was some things that I did and I need to take accountability for what I'm doing. Modern women are not doing that today.
When a man moves too fast, that's not romance, girl. That is strategy. He's not obsessed. He's accelerating that timeline so you don't have time to see who he really is. I've never felt this way before. After 2 dates, yeah, that is not chemistry. That is emotional caffeine. You feel wired now, but you'll crash later. Let me give you a few red flags that pretend to be compliments at first and end up being disasters. And write these down because they're going to save you months of confusion. Number 1 is he says that you are so different from every woman he's ever met. It sounds sweet, right? The translation is that he is setting you apart so that he can go and make up rules as he goes. So if he truly respected women, you wouldn't need to be the exception. Number 2, he wants to see you like all the time. And at first I get it, it's flattering, it feels passionate, but watch closely because men who come on too strong usually burn out just as fast. Healthy men keep a pace, they pace connection. Love bombers, they sprint. Number 3, he opens up about his trauma right away, like 30 minutes into the date. You think you're bonding, but what he's really doing is he's testing how much emotional labor you can actually do for him. Real intimacy takes time. Oversharing too soon is manipulation dressed up as vulnerability. So if it feels flattering and a little overwhelming at the same time, trust that second feeling. The rush is the red flag. Save this video so you remember it next time someone says that you're not like other girls. And follow me if you want to date with your eyes open, not just your heart.
You're allowed to make mistakes because you're human, and obviously everyone makes mistakes. But if your boyfriend or husband makes a mistake, it's weaponized incompetence and it's part of the patriarchy. Like, imagine if men called it weaponized incompetence every time we didn't know how to do something. First of all, it's not even going to be true because there's just things that you don't know how to do that he does. But also it would just be downright cruel and hurtful, and relationships wouldn't work very well. Because there's 2 major things that you're overlooking if you call everything weaponized incompetence. Number 1, not everyone knows how to do everything. Some incompetence is just incompetence, and you're trying to attribute it to malice when your boyfriend or husband doesn't know how to do something. He's gonna be bad at things. Like, he probably wasn't trying to ruin your laundry so that he doesn't ever have to help you again. He probably just assumed that all your stuff can go in the dryer because of all his stuff goes in the dryer. And number 2, we don't talk about nearly as much, but sometimes he folds the towels a different way because he likes the towels to be folded a different way, and he can't read your mind. Or he's just used to doing it that way. Like, I know guys who put away their leftovers in their fridge and they just take the whole pot and they put the whole pot in the fridge because they're used to living alone and they're gonna eat those same leftovers until they need that exact pot again. Now, to me, that is absolutely diabolical. And in a household, that's not gonna work very well. But it's not weaponized incompetence, he just didn't know, and that's how he's always done it. Now, obviously, I think everyone is absolutely capable of true weaponized incompetence, men and women. But that doesn't change the fact that it's way overdiagnosed, and it's not helpful to anyone's relationships to talk about it this way.
She didn't trick you. She didn't play you. You weren't blind. You just wanted to believe the lie that you invented in your own head. The signs, my guys, are screaming at you from day one. The mixed signals, the excuses, the way your stomach dropped every time she did something shady, but you excused it. Anyway, you felt it, you knew, and you chose to ignore it. But then you called it women behavior. You called them misunderstandings. You told yourself, oh, she's been through a lot. And that gave her a pass to treat you like a dog. That wasn't love. That was an unhealthy attachment. Most men don't get played. Let's be clear about that. Most men get emotionally hooked to the woman. And once you're hooked, logic jumps out the window. In your fantasy clouds, your judgment, you believe anything just to keep that story alive. Because admitting the truth sometimes hurts more than the breakup. I get it. It's easier to say, she will change, or she fooled me, or I had no idea. But deep down, you knew, buddy. You always knew. What really hurts you is not losing her. It's realizing that you had the answers the whole time and you just happened to look the other way. You felt it in your chest at 2 a.m. when you couldn't sleep. You questioned it on the drive home from work. You saw it in her patterns, her inconsistency, and in her excuses, and you stayed anyway. You stayed and prayed that it would just magically fix itself. That's not love, man. That's denial. Stop falling in love with a pretty face or a nice body. Stop dating based on how she makes your heart race in the first 3 weeks. Stop building a future on a fantasy. Fall in love with consistency. Fall in love with effort. Fall in love with how she shows up every single day, not just when they feel like it. Fall in love with her actions, not her words. And fall in love with the person who doesn't make you question at all where you stand, because your denial will come with a bill and it will be expensive. And sooner or later, you're gonna have to pay for it with your peace, with your sanity, with years of your life that you're never going to get back. So again, she didn't trick you, buddy. You tricked yourself. Now stop doing it.
You can believe that a person's standards is too high. But here's what my question is. If a person's standards is too high and then they never get what it is that they want, they the only person that got to deal with the consequences of that. They're literally the only person who has to deal with the consequences of that. So it doesn't matter how outlandish, how silly, how unrealistic, what it is that they're asking for is, they still can ask for it. And as long as they okay with the fact that they may not ever get it, it really shouldn't matter to nobody else. Now, I done spoke on telling people to be realistic and be honest with themselves about the fact of being able to accept not being able to get what you want. But I never try to stop people from wanting what they want, no matter what that is. It doesn't have to make any sense to me whatsoever, because if they never get it, why would I care? Just like if I never get what I want, why would anybody else care? Only I got to deal with the consequences of that. And if I'm willing to deal with the consequences of it, why are you mad? It just doesn't make no sense. If there's a woman out there, she got 6 kids by 5 different men, she overweight, she ugly. If she say she want a millionaire with no kids, does it sound crazy? Yeah. And will she probably get it? Probably not. The chances are very low. But if she don't, only she got to deal with that. I don't have to deal with it. You don't have to. Only she has to deal with it. If a man is ugly and broke and he talking about he want a supermodel, he can want that. Will he get it? Chances very low. But guess who gonna have to deal with the fact that he don't get it? Him. Only him. That's it. That's all. So I just don't truly get why people be so invested in trying to tell people to bring their standards down. If you're not the one that's got to deal with the consequences of never getting it, then why are you worried? And I say all of that to say, most of the time when people attack people for their standards, that's how you know it's not really rooted in trying to help nobody. It's not really rooted in anything besides the fact that you just want that person to accept less because you feel like they don't deserve to have more. Because the fact that you're not affected by it whatsoever makes no sense why you would be so set on trying to get them to change it. Do I think I'm better than other people, or do I just take my life serious? A lot of people, they don't live their life intentionally. They just go around and they just do anything. They truly don't understand cause and effect. They truly don't understand that, yes, you have free will. God gave you free will. You can do whatever you want. You can make whatever decisions that you want to make. But every decision that you make will come with a consequence. And if you're not willing to deal with the consequence to come along with that decision, then you probably better not make that decision, because you can't redo it. You can't start it over. There is no restart button to your life. So some of us understand that. We understand fully that if we make certain mistakes, there is no way of going back and taking it back. You can't correct it. You're going to have to live in that. And knowing that keeps us from living certain types of ways. Meanwhile, some of y'all, you just don't care. You YOLO. You'll just do anything. You'll deal with the consequences later. No, that's not how it's going to go over here. I got a certain type of life that I want to live. While I'm here, I'm going to live the best way I possibly can so that I can get the results that I want. I want to live life on easy mode. You don't get no award for playing it on hard mode. You don't get any reward for that. Nobody gives you any type of accolades for making your life harder than it got to be. A lot of y'all are living through consequences that were 100% preventable, but you didn't care at the time. And now you having to deal with what comes from being careless and reckless. And this is why I constantly tell young girls and young boys to not do things early on in your life that's going to cause you to have redirection, change the trajectory, and mess your life up. Don't end up being like a lot of the people that you see around you who don't care or take life serious, and then you have to deal with the things that they have to deal with. Learn from their mistakes. Don't have to put your hand on the fire and get burnt. See them get burned and realize you don't want it, right? It's very simple. We too far in. We've seen too many mistakes get made over and over again for you to see it and still repeat it. A lot of y'all still trying to rely on this, oh, I didn't know no better. Yeah, you did. You just thought you was an exception to it. And a smart person always understands you should never go by the exception. You should always live by the rule. Just look around. This life is crazy enough. Why would you want to do other things to add on and make it more difficult when you don't have to?
I think modern women feel like, I think modern women, they're thinking that at some point in time, men are going to bow down to what they got going on. Just let me ride your back. Let me do you wrong. Let me do you dirty. Just don't buck. Don't do any of that. Let me tame you. Let me make it to where you do what I want you to do, how I want you to do it, when I want you to do it. Let me do that. Stop fighting. Let it happen. Modern women, I was listening to a woman the other day. A man did something to somebody else, or there was another situation where the woman said the man did something else. And then another woman came on and said, oh, I went and left a bad review. Why? You don't know that person. Why would you do that? Oh, because, he shouldn't be doing that. He didn't do anything. Number one. Number two, you didn't even check with that woman and listen to her story to see if she was lying. You just took her at face value. And that's what gets a lot of modern women in trouble. They're out here in delusion land thinking that it's always a man's fault. And when they run out there and start doing stupid stuff, calling people a certain thing, and then come to find out years later, oh, that woman was a problem. Oh, shoot, I wouldn't have done that if I would have known. Yeah, that's what we're trying to tell you. She's like this. She continues to manipulate people. Oh, well, how could I have known? We told you. That's how you could have known. But modern women don't care. They do what they want, and they think that the cleanup can come later.